Hey everyone, welcome back to my pickup video. I actually uploaded the second part right after the first, but I didn't really like it. Fully intended on doing it again, and then back to back things went wrong. My washing machine broke, then my plumbing line started to back up. Then as the plumber's out here, he mentioned that the hot water heater did not have enough. Well, basically, it wasn't up to code, and I kind of knew that. It looked like a friend of a friend had installed it, and it was over 20 years old, so I had to get that fixed. He kept telling me that I should look it up on Mythbusters or something. I don't know. That was a really weird sell, but if I didn't already know that I had to do it at some point soon, I would have said no thanks. But so that took a while and a chunk of change, and then I got food poisoning, so that was fun, and I thought I was dying for a good day. That's a very unique pain. It felt like phantom daggers were stabbing my stomach for hours. But I did get some stuff in the meantime, 2 import packages, and there's a lot of it, so I guess I should just get started. First up are some long boxes for you long box fans out there. I picked up Fade to Black for $14.95 ship. I thought this was really good condition. Of course, this is starting to come up. If I can do, there we go, because the glue just doesn't hold very well after so long. I'll get a protective case for it to keep it from getting too bad. Manuals right here. I played this on PC years back. It's got one of the more interesting big boxes for the PC, and I actually liked it. Now, my friend had Resident Evil for the PlayStation, and this is the first one shortly after it came out. And I was so jealous, and I had this, and even though they're not really the same, it was the only equivalent I had for PC because it's a third-person action game. And I would just tell myself, "Now this is just as good. This is just as good. Don't you be jealous. You're just having as great a time as he is." And I knew it was a lie. But I've been wanting to get this for PlayStation. I didn't want the jewel case version. There was one for $2 cheaper, but wasn't in nearly as good a condition. So really happy to have this one in. These next 1, 2, 3, 4 I picked up from the same person. They broke out to $15 shipped a piece, basically. So Zoop, I enjoyed this back when it first came out, and when I tested this, I ended up playing it for a few hours in the living room. Bare bones port though. The menu looks like it was done in MS Paint. It is really cheap, but the game itself is pretty fun. You have to match up a triangle. If this will come out right there. You're a triangle on this grid, and every time you hit one of these colors on the side, see if I can get a better shot, you turn into that color. So you try to have as many of the same color line up as you are, so when you hit it, you get a combo bonus. Yeah, a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It came out on pretty much every platform at the time. I want to say there's about 8 versions of this. Next up, Cyber Sled. I remember playing this ages back and not thinking too highly of it, but I thought, I haven't played it since it came out back when the PlayStation 1 launched. So I thought I would go ahead and grab it. And yeah, without the twin sticks of the arcade cabinet, just not as fun. I found it surprisingly difficult. But, happy to have it. This was one of the launch games, or if not a launch game, right at the very beginning. Namco did this with all their early ads. If you remember, they had a face. So Ace Combat had a face like this, but with like a pilot's helmet on it. This is one I had been wanting to get back into the collection for a while, Warhawk. I sold it to a friend in high school, and I'm still friends with him, and he still has my original long box game. He'll randomly play it, so I'm glad to see it still getting used. I remember picking this up just on a whim. I was at a Best Buy, and I saw it. I hadn't had a PlayStation game in a while. When I went to Best Buy, I had to get a PlayStation game because in town we didn't really have too many retailers back then. So I thought, I have to come back home with something, and I grabbed this, and I was completely blown away by it. The freedom of movement on a console was just, you had pilot wings and stuff, but this was different. You could fly into structures, around structures. Not to mention the really hokey full motion video sequences. Of course, there's a sequel for this on the PlayStation. I think there's 2 sequels now on the PS3. This is also on PSN. Highly recommend it. I was playing it again, and I still think the physics feel really good and the controls feel really good. Of course, graphically, it's a bit rough, but I like the kind of buoyancy of your craft. You kind of float a little bit. if you play it, you'll know what I mean. It's pretty impressive for the time and still. And the last one from the guy, this was the one that kind of made it worth it, because some of these you could get in near the same condition for cheaper. But these are about the going rate. But for the condition, they were good prices. But this is really the what kind of brought the package together. This was also $15. In relatively good condition, I'd say. If you're European, you have a Saturn collection. The cases are a pain, and these cases are the closest we have to the Saturn PAL cases. It's not a plastic, and it's not white cardboard. It's kind of like there's a thick sticker overlay over a plastic. And what happens is it can get creased, and I'm not sure if it's going to come in under the case, but it can get creased like the cardboard does. So it's actually a pretty big pain. That leads to this one. This is a full cardboard case, Zero Divide. For some reason, these are never in as bad a shape as these to me, because you have these pure plastic, which is the manual is the art, and then you have these, which has the sticker art in the manuals inside. But yeah, it's a thick sticker on top that gets indented easily. These tend to come in better condition than these, surprisingly. These are pure cardboard. You know what? People didn't really like this game when it came out when I talked to them years back. I'm talking when it first came out. I played this again. I still like it. This is a lot of fun. And then I heard that, or I read that there's a part 2 and maybe a 3 for the Saturn. I'm going to have to check those out. One thing you could do that was really novel is right here. You can hold on to the ring instead of getting a ring out. That's still a really great mechanic. I'm surprised. I guess that kind of age of ring out fighters isn't going to come back. But I thought that was really novel at the time, and it's still fun. A little thing to use, especially if you can trick someone into playing with you. Probably won't last that long given the pace of the game and the art, but I think it still holds up pretty well. Nice selection of fighters. They're robots, so I think they have an interesting sort of movement system to them that's not as fluid as a Street Fighter, but they're not really supposed to be. And they have knives, guns, and all that. So Zero Divide. Although the announcer in this is really bad. It sounds like something I did. Like I just grabbed a mic and said, "Coming soon" or something. It's rough. Different era. Whew. Sip of tea. All right. I got a few Neo Geo Pocket games here. This is the only kart game I want to say I've ever bought, and that is Gals Fighters. I did this because the kart or the box version of this is ridiculous. It's, people want $200, $150. Then I saw a sold auction had gone for $65 US copy. Whoever you are, I salute you. That is an amazing deal. And when I bought this, there were no box copies at auction or that were affordable. And so I picked this up. This is actually the PAL version, which I didn't realize at the time. You don't see the ESRB rating. And then, of course, 2 boxed ones went up, but they were imports. One went for well over twice this price, but then another one sold for $58 boxed, and that's also a good price. But I already bought this one, so I didn't want to buy it. But in the future, I want to get a box for this because I want all my Neo Geo Pocket Games boxed, so I'll probably sell this at the time. But this is actually a whole lot of fun. You have female fighters from, was it Fatal Fury, Last Blade, Samurai Showdown? There's 3 hidden fighters. There's a bunch of jokes in it, like Mai. She has this move that she becomes engulfed in flames, and in this one, after she does that, her body turns black like it's charcoal, and she has this blinking animation because her eyes are the only thing white that you see, and they get real big like an old Warner Brothers cartoon. A lot of fun. I've beaten it with half the cast so far. One way to unlock one of the 3 hidden characters is just to go through it with the whole cast. So I've been burning through that one. Another one I picked up is King of Fighters R2. I actually have this one sealed, but it's packed away. Hard to get to, and I saw this one for $18 shipped, and I was like, well, you know what, I'll bid on it. It's hard to find these games in this good a condition, complete with the manual. Like, this box doesn't have any indentation on it. It is very impressive, and if I get it, I get it. If not, I'll just have to dig mine out, and I got it, so I'm not going to complain on that. I really, I'm such a big fan of the system. I don't mind having doubles, and like I said, it's a pain to get these in good shape, and it came with all the registration card and everything. This next one is a long overdue pickup for the system, and that is Card Fighters Clash. I can't find protective cases for this. I'm using new Game Boy Advance cases. But this was 30 shipped, and it's a card battler system with, SNK and Capcom characters. Really good condition, and I haven't dug into this one too much. I've been playing Gals Fighters a lot, and King of Fighters, and I took out Samurai Showdown 2 from my system, and I started playing that a lot. One reason I don't so much mind getting Gal Fighters cart only, it's the only one I see myself ever getting cart only because of the price, is also when I bought the system, the guy had a travel case, and he put all of the games in the travel case and gave me the boxes separately. So most of my games aren't in the boxes anyway. They're just in the little pouch and that fit in there. So I've been kind of acclimated to that. I'll go with some PS3 titles here, or PS2. I picked up these two dirt cheap. This was about $4.50 shipped. I don't know how they made any money on this. Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies, and I've actually beaten it in the interim. I beat it when it first came out, hadn't played it in years, and I was wondering if it was as good as I remember, because reading up on the series after I beat Ace Combat Legacy Horizon Plus for the 3DS, this is put as one of the top ones, and yes, still holds up incredibly well. Although the voiceover narrator, he's got this weird lisp, and he drones. I didn't remember it being that bad. I got to see if I can turn on the Japanese voice acting, because he kind of bugged me, and I do want to play through it again. There's a bunch of interesting scenarios in it. Like there's a weapon that shoots off, and you have to get below 2,000 feet before it makes impact, or you immediately die. And there's escort missions, but they're actually not that bad. So yeah, a lot of fun with this. Like I said, already beat it. And to go along with that one, I picked up Ace Combat 5. This was maybe $5.50 shipped. Again, the person, it's in the system now. They must have made like $1 off of this. So happy to get that. And this one was $25 shipped, and I've been wanting this for a really long time. Rogue Galaxy. I've seen this for sale a few times. Friends have put it up, and every time they either ended up wanting to keep it or it sold before I could get to it. And it actually came in really good condition, despite obviously being from a GameStop. I'm guessing they might have picked this up really cheap and didn't want to post it. But yeah, the manual is absolutely mint. I haven't started this yet because I've read it's very, very long. Like I said, I've wanted this game for years, and I haven't seen it in the store in ages. Last time I did see it in a GameStop, I think it was more than 25, so really happy to finally get that. Let me turn the brightness down on this, so maybe it'll cut down on the glare. Okay, one more sip. 12 minutes. I can go a little faster. I put gameplay footage up of this. Brigandine. This is the Grand Edition, which only came out in Japan in 2000. It adds multiplayer, another playable faction, and a bunch of animated cutscenes. 2 patches are available for this. One, it translates the text, and the other one adds subtitles to the cutscenes. And I think, was one of them a voice acting cut? I think one's also voice acting. The subtitles in the cutscenes actually add some grain, but that's fine. You can apply each patch individually or together. In the footage I put up, I believe I have both of them applied. Only problem I see with this is the battles are very, very long. And I put a few hours in this, and I did not make much progress at all. It comes with a map in the manual. The manual does have some yellowing, unfortunately. No spine card, but this game is really expensive. The US edition is expensive, and this Grand Edition was going for about $80, and I picked this one up at, I think, about $42 shipped. But I've been wanting to try this one for ages. I think I might actually prefer the US cover to this one of the original one. I don't know. This one's not bad, but the other one seems more striking to me. Also put up footage of this one. This is Toe Ball number 2. I was actually going to put up more footage just now, but it's storming, so I thought I'll just go do the pickup video before I forget. A few people have asked about the adventure mode in this. I didn't even think to check about a fan translation. Of course, there is one, and that's what I was going to record. I burned it. I was going to go test it, but then lightning started striking, so I thought, save that till later. Really smooth fighter. I think it's 60 frames per second. The art, I'm not sure of his name, but I believe it's the guy that the artist for Dragon Ball Z. Looks really good in game as well. I had the first one of this when it came out originally, sold it, and I'm trying to get it back. And it's pretty affordable, but it's hard to find one in really good shape. This is actually pretty affordable. When this was released, I was talking to a guy online, and he absolutely loved this, and I wanted to play it ever since. Came across it. I was trying to buy a few items from an import seller to even out the shipping, and I was super excited about this one because I think it was like $11. A few extra bucks for shipping, so maybe like 14, 15 ship. Next up is Final Fantasy VIII. This comes complete. However, the manual does have like kind of a waviness to it, and the mini guide, I don't know if you can see, I've been working hard to get it off. On the corner there are some stains. You actually see some fading right there because I tried to get it off. Here, this is the Q-tip I used to clean it. Oh, where'd I put it? Here it is. In case the guy wanted to argue, this is what was on the discs and on the manual, or the mini walkthrough. Turns out, I contacted the seller. I said, I've been trying to clean this. I can't get it all off. What is this? And he immediately apologized, said he was selling it for someone else, and just refunded my money and said, I hope you can get it to work. Now, I haven't tried the discs. I'm still cleaning them. So that actually worked out, though. But it's like with, what was it? Race Storm and Ranger X. I get my money back, but it's like 95% of what I wanted. I still want one in mint condition, but what do? You have one that's 95% mint. Like Race Storm had a messed up manual, but the game works fine. So now I don't want to bother selling this, but I would still like one mint. So you're kind of like, well, I guess I'll just roll with it and maybe give it away at some point whenever I pick up a new one. Work is picking up, but the pay hasn't, so not too much to give away now. I do have some boxes I should really get out there, but I'm lazy. Let's see. These are from one seller. I'll show these. These are from Steve off of Facebook. Crack Lotus sent me his name. Was it Bailey? Really nice guy. A British gentleman. A gentleman, a scholar. And I bought a few items off of him. The first was Gun Griffin 2, kind of as the test purchase, just to go through the process, see what it was. This was 15 shipped, 14 shipped. Comes complete with the spine card. Only thing is, there is a little extra room by one of the staples. It's really minor though, so it's actually very good shape. Actually, oh no, this was here's the one Steve sent. I actually got two. One is for a friend. Yeah, this is Steve's. It's got a little tear by the staple down there, if you can see it. But they were actually both about 14 or 15 shipped. But his also came with the spine card. The other one has a little bit of room by the staple, but it's not as pronounced. From him, I also got Dragon Spirit for $5.50. I really like the art on the Hue card. It's the same as the cover, but when it's smaller, just looks more detailed, I guess. I really like that. I was a big fan of this game for the NES when I was younger. I'm not sure what happened. I must have lost it or sold it at some point. There is a little bit of yellowing right here, actually, from the insert. I guess it's been sitting on a shelf for so long where he found it. But $5. It looks good, although the cloud drawing looks a little rough. And there's one sound effect that is really tinny and just grating on my ears. It's high pitched and it's very repetitive. I found that's a few times in PC Engine games. There'll be one sound effect that I've got to mute it for, but I really enjoy this game. It's a shooter where you ride on a dragon. That's really all I have to say for you want to try it out. This was a really good buy. Sonic Wings 3. He put that the disc was a little beat up, and it is, but works fine. Or it should work fine. I haven't put too much time into it, but the initial playthrough was good. This can go for about $40 online, and I got it from him for $18. So really happy to get Sonic Wings 3. I really should do a Neo Geo collection video. I should do collection videos, period. I kind of abandoned them because I'm, again, lazy. I forgot the name. This is like Raiden Fighters DX, I believe, for the PlayStation. This was $22, maybe $21, something like that. Again, another good deal. This, I was a little iffy on this because I have Riding Fighters Aces, I have Riding Project on the PlayStation 1, but then I read, I think it's on Hardcore Gaming, they said this is kind of a remix version of Part 2, but they also said there's a bunch of bonus material, and it's probably one of the best, if not the best of the series, so I said, add it to the pile, I need that. So I was actually going to record footage of this tonight as well. Okay, now from the other import seller was Gun Griffin 2. Again, it's complete. I'm a big fan of Gun Griffin 1, and I knew I was getting one of these in, and like I said, I wanted to test, just to go through the process with Steve, and I was talking to a friend, and I think they would like it, so I said, you know what, I'll take that one, and I'll send it on. Also from that same seller, Street Fighter 2 for the PC Engine, 20 minutes. I will have to go faster. This is actually what it looks like. It's a little bit bulkier than the other cards because they had to make it bulky to fit all that badassness in it. I actually really enjoyed this port. I have a 6-button controller, which was as a godsend. I was trying to play the 3-button for a while, and that was not going well. But you know, visually and all, oh man, that came out all wrong. Visually and audio-wise, looks good, sounds good, plays really well. It also comes with thick manual. Look at this old art style, the old Street Fighter. Nice. And the spine card, which is pretty bland. It's just, it's actually starting to tear. But happy to have that one in the collection. I think I might actually, oh, sorry, this is Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. And if memory serves, this is different than the Genesis one, and it's the only home port of this version. If you know better, feel free to correct me. I'm going off memory there, but I actually prefer that one over the other ones I played. Except of course, this version and prior, I'll say I prefer this one. Afterwards, Super Nintendo. Crack Lowe's recommended this to me, and because I've been on an Ace Combat kick lately, I picked up this the Sky Crawlers from Xseed's online store for $20, and they sent me another Lost Story soundtrack. This is still sealed because I want to go through Ace Combat 5 first. I still want to pick up the Belkin Wars and Ace Combat 0, but that'll be down the line. Sorry, Pete Snestastic, I replaced your Cybernator with a absolutely mint one. The seller, aside from a little discoloration, or I should say a slight wear, which is, you know, not bad at all given the age. This thing looks immaculate. A little pricey, but I like the game, and I don't think I'm going to find it in this good as condition again. I am going to be selling on the one I bought from Pete. So if anyone is into Cybernator, let me know. I'm just going to sell it what I bought it for. This was $18 shipped. Flying Warriors. It is complete. I remember seeing this in rental stores and wanting to try it, but I wasn't sure. Might not be good. I looked up reviews, and in general, people seem really positive on it. So I thought, you know what, give it a whirl. I don't have too many NES games, and so I'll toss this one into the collection. Let's see, 23 minutes. These are Super Famicom games. This was from the seller I bought Gun Griffin 2, Tobal, and that's it. The majority of it were the Famicom games, Super Famicom. Dragon Quest 6. I think it says Tulun's Grand Adventure. I love that box art. Look at that. I really liked him in Dragon Quest 4 as well. Mystic Arc and Dragon Quest 3. Now, all these boxes are empty because they're actually being patched for me. I found someone that will put the fan-translated English version. Only problem is in Tulun, there's a bug in one of the dungeons where there's 3 methods to do something, and if you pick one, it'll freeze the game. Dragon Quest 6's translation is not finished. But, you know, I haven't got that one done yet. I'll say that. I sent him Dragon Quest 3 because it's a little more expensive and everyone charges more for it because I'm not sure why. It's just harder to... the repro carts are more and to get it patched is more. Mystic Arc, Tulun, and... Oh, I sent him Dragon Quest 5. From another seller. I was really getting this from him. This is, I have a Super Nintendo to Famicom adapter. This is a Super Famicom to a Super Nintendo adapter. In case anything happens to my Super Famicom, I'll break out my older Super Nintendo or I'll just buy another one. And it was $40 shipped. It also came with Final Fantasy V. There's a little dent here because, you know, he went ahead and jammed both of these into a box with no protection, and the box actually came open, and this was pressed down on the Final Fantasy box. But it's like the other ones. It's complete. Looks good. I'm thinking about having this one patched. There's a few more I'm going to have patched before I'm done. I'm on a big role-playing kick. I'm also playing through Devil Survivor 2, was it Record Breaker? Having a lot of fun with that. I beat Etrian Mystery Dungeon, which I think I mentioned in part 1, and I'm happy to say that Taloon, made also by Spike Chunsoft, plays very much the same way. I was testing it out, so I'm very excited for that one to come back. Oh, God, 25 minutes. Okay, real quick. Picked up Star Gladiator. Of course, after I bought it, I wondered why, because I remembered this came out in the US, but I do like this cover a lot. So that's Star Gladiator 2, actually. This is a Silhouette Mirage demo from the same seller as Star Gladiator 2. It was $10. This is kind of pricey on the PlayStation and Saturn, and I wanted to try it before I bought it, and so I also like demo disc. I figured I'd give that one a shot. This was cheap, like $12 shipped. I just wanted it because I'm tired of playing games with the 360 directional pad, so picked this up. This was $10 shipped, Mega Man Anniversary Collection. It's actually kind of well worn. The manual's being flattened. This case has, the art's got a crease down the spine. The video was $10. I thought, you know, I can buy new art for this. And then I played it, and it pissed me off so much. I thought, I don't know how much I'm actually going to play this. For some reason, I thought I was in a Mega Man mood. Did not work out that way. I was just getting infuriated. I just don't think this series is for me. I liked it growing up. I have the first two, or I had the first two. I don't know if we doubt we still have them anymore. And I thought, yeah, I would like to really get back into it. All of them on one. And this has all the bonus material from the PlayStation 2 version and GameCube version. But my God, like this, I was just getting so annoyed. And I'm going to give it another shot, but I don't think I'll end up playing that too much. For $10, this is just case and manual for Suikoden 5. I plan on getting a disc-only version at some point. Manuals being flattened as well. Picked up some other manuals. I finished off Phantasy Star 4, Shining Force 2, Shadowrun, something else, but I've been trying to check those off the list. And last from McFly is Deadly Creatures. I read out his note when I first did this video, and it's actually on the table in there. But in summary, he says, hello, good sir. I hope you enjoy this fine title. I will. Thank you very much. And just being the nice guy he is, just saying hello, thought you'd like this. Try it out. Give it a whirl. I've heard of it. I've never played it, and I certainly will. Thank you very much, good sir. I'll link to McFly at the bottom. And that is finally it. If you made it to 28 minutes of this, I'm sorry I've taken 28 minutes of your life. Felt good to get it all out, though. It's still storming here, so I guess I'm just going to have to go read a book. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening.